So the draft's starting, Jay.
Starting.
Regulators being the first. Um, I have Scrim North Arrow, and they're a really solid team. I've heard the Regulator name before. I'm not familiar with them, so should be good. But like I said, the map being Braxis, we'll probably see like a Sylve or Rexar band come out, and yeah, there's the Rexar, Jay.
Right off the bat, they're saying no Misha, no way, get out of here, bad bear. Um, but we'll have to see what they respond with here. Sylve is the knee-jerk reaction. Like you said, Sumo, not always the best if you build a team that for sure can get the objective, but North Arrow doesn't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, like I said, Rexar is just you're able to just put Misha on that shrine and hold it while you're soaking the lane, and especially in the early game, you can get a massive lead from that. Him being in the solo lane like that, just soaking lane and holding that shrine. So, but we do see Zagara being taken out. Zagara, she fits into this map. There's Zerg on this map, Jay.
Yeah. These are her people, but
Yeah.
but I think Zagara is kind of that perfect approach where really good at holding objective, at pressuring a certain point. Also really good at pushing. You don't get a whole lot more lane bully and pressure with objective than Zagara. She's really right near the top of that list. And the vision. I always, one of the top things that I value here that's probably one of the least talked about things on this map is vision. Being able to see when your opponents are rotating through to these different locations to try and pick up these beacons. That's a really, really big deal.
And the fall step being taken, so yeah, with the vision, the map is kind of you basically can only rotate one way, right? Like the boss is in the middle, there's those walls. You can't really do a sneak rotation, it would take too long, so you have to rotate. And if it's sniffed out, you know where they're coming from. But the Falstead being taken, and of course, Leeming the poke on that damage. Falstead, good Falstead players on this map are something to worry about because he can fly up and take that shrine almost immediately with whoever he's helping in that solo lane.
Yeah, global presence, just like on Dragonshire, very, very good for being able to try and hold multiple points and being able to pressure where your opponent is not with that global. Brightwing will be a response here for the Regulators getting their own global presence as well. But I'm not sure about the Brightwing into Leeming and Falstad. They are building a straight up burst comp so far, is North Arrow, and I don't know that Brightwing can handle that, Sumo.
Yeah, I think with the pickup of a noob, of course his scarabs and the dampened magic, he's going to be able to deal with the Leeming poke. I don't see them Regulators going solo Brightwing. They'll probably go another healer. Something like Ariel thrives on those what are they? Temples, shrines? I don't know. Objectives.
Beacons.
Beacons, yes, beacons. Thank you. So Ariel is able to stay in the fight without the mana and just stay in there and keeps her team sustained if they play safe. So I do expect to see Ariel kind of get picking, but she's available in North Arrow's up. So I expect to see the ban or the pickup of Ariel here.
And there it is. Good call, Sumo. Ariel will be the ban out here. And Regulators saying that they want all of the sustain. And that's one thing that is going to go on their side, is being able to sustain fights on these beacons is going to be a really big deal. So like you said, with the new Barak, his Scarabs being able to get in the way of Laming's abilities, and then Brightwing's slow but steady heals, they could end up being able to pull a little bit of an advantage on these.
So I'm worried for the Regulators right now. North Arrow has them situated perfectly to say, okay, guys, if you don't pick a dive, we took Thrall. If you don't pick something to dive, we're going to take the medic and annihilate you on these beacons. They have it set up perfectly. I'm really worried for the Regulators here. They took the Thrall. Basically, I don't know if the Regulators are going to sniff this out, but North Arrow is setting themselves up perfectly to go for medic, and medic is really good on those beacons as well, Jay.
Yeah, anything that can just hard sustain people through. She doesn't have burst heals, but she has probably the most steady sustained healed for one person. That's her real issue, is when you have a lot of AoE damage, you have a lot of wombo combo. Morales can't handle that, but there's not really any. We don't really know what the damage is. We got to see what Regulators' damage is going to be.
Yeah, I'd like to see Regulators take the medic here. But but with a Jaina, I don't think you can go into medic. The Thrall being there, of course, the medic won't be as in much danger with the Thrall being there. Like if Thrall was Sonya, I'd be worried. But the medic won't be in too much danger with the Thrall being there until after Sunder is taken, because you basically can't get to her until Sunder is taken. But they're going Jaina. I expect to see them to take another tank here to get some front line. Tychus isn't in there, so Sonya may work for them, but I'm not sure if it gives them the dive they need, especially with that solo Brightwing. We'll see how they play, Jay.
Yeah, I would probably also go frontline here. They clearly, North Arrow has built a dive comp. Muradin and Thrall, two of the most divey heroes, and a lot of follow-up for it. And Artanis is going to be the pickup here. And all of a sudden, are they trying to pull him in? And you called it, man. They were setting up for that Morales, Sumozuki all over.
Yeah,
all over this draft.
Morales being taken by North Arrow. Like I said, I've scrimmed them before. They're really solid in their drafting, so I know exactly what they're doing. But Artanis, so Protoss making an appearance on the map with only Terran and Zerg. But yeah, the medic being there, they did smartly so go another hero. But do they have enough dive and immediately focus potential for that Morales? I mean, Thrall being there is going to be able to just Sunder disengage. They dive on the medic. Gus disengage. They have a lot of disengage for the medic. It's just perfect for the medic. She's going to thrive, Jay, and I'm really worried for the Regulators.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that they are controlling the engagements, and it's going to be really, really tough. The Regulators are just going to have to play lights out on being able to figure out how to do these rotations, to out-rotate their opponents, and they're going to have to pull out something here. I'm not sure exactly what it is. On this map, you don't see a whole lot of Nidus networks, so we're probably going to see Maw. If they can try to Maw out Muradin and Thrall and try and figure out a way, get to those squishies in the back or get to Morales, there could be a way. I just don't know that I'm seeing it, Sumo. I don't know how, with this comp, they're able to go at North Arrow and come away with team wins.
Yeah, I expect to see Artanis take the laser. Anubarak would be good with the swarm, and then of course Brightwing. I mean, I guess Blink Hill. You pretty much have to go Blink Hill with this, or it's a toss up, man. I mean, I don't know. I think all you can do is, like you said, hope for that perfect Maw from Zag, follow it up with the Ring of Frost from Jaina with the Blizzard as well, and hopefully the medic's in that mix somehow. I don't know, Jay. But it's going to be a tough game for Regulators. I'm excited to see what happens.
Well, as far as the Brightwing goes, if the salty players in Hero League are any indication, against a dive team, even solo healing with Brightwing, you're supposed to go Emerald win. But I don't know. I think you're right. I think that Blink Heal for solo support Brightwing might be the only real option. But we'll see. We'll see how this works out here. We're loading in to Braxis Holdout. Until tomorrow, still our newest map here on Heroes of the Storm. It's going to be a lot of fun. Division 1, the Regulators versus North Arrow. First, we're going to introduce on the left. It is going to be your blue team, the Regulators. N8 Dog is going to be playing Jaina. K12ma on Zagara. Noir on Brightwing. Rup on Anubarak. And Terax on Artanis.
By the way, that's Nate Dogg and
Nate
Karma.
Dogg.
They like to throw the numbers in there. So, but on the right side for North Arrow, we have Quantum on the Falsehead, Devil Shark on the Thrall, Mr. Oreo on the Muradin, Jam on the Morales, and Earthshaker on that Leaning.
I'm gonna trip over those numbers all game, I promise.
Just remember the letters.
Nate Dogg and Karma. I think I might be okay.
All right.
All right. So right away we see 4 of North Arrow going to the bottom lane, seeing if they can catch anybody out. They're gonna start to cheat that a little bit. Their team going too crazy, but with Leeming, you gotta kind of poke those towers.
Yeah, and Zag, being down there versus 4 people, is gonna have a hard time getting any kind of push. But Thrall also in the top gonna be having a hard time dealing with that. So, what teams are gonna? They're playing chicken right now, Jay. They're gonna have to say who's gonna commit first to the rotation.
Oh, so far neither team really committing. I think you're right. But right now, it actually looks like the Regulators might be getting a little bit of an advantage. But here comes Falstad. Quantum is going to go ahead and fly to the top lane. Going to be able to get a little bit of harass out there on Terrax. But not too great because Noir is going to keep those heals rolling.
Yeah, Falstad did fly top, so expect to see probably Brightling go down if Yag gets in trouble. Right now, she's able to deal with keeping them off too much, but Oreo does miss the stun. There's not going to be too much follow-up there.
Devilsaur getting in a ton of trouble up here in the top. By the way, Sumo, so you're saying the Falstad player was the one that balked on Chicken for... Couldn't help myself. But Noir will actually also face shift to the bottom, so it's starting to get a little bit more even. But First Blood going out there to the Regulators, diving that Thrall.
Yeah, I was watching the bottom lane. So Zag having a harder time versus that Li Ming, and yeah, we do see the advantage being taken by the Regulators here. So.
And look at that rotation from Noir away from the Bullen is probably going to have to end up being there, but the bottom is so low. The rally is going to go down. Medic's just getting caught out too far there.
And yeah, Thrall's able to hold the beacon in the top lane versus Nubrak. His sustains allowing him to hold that. So the Regulator's not going to do too much with that kill here just yet. Falstad did fly top. Can he get the kill on Rupp? He does not get the kill on Rupp, but Thrall and Falstad are in the top lane holding that down, Jay.
Yeah, really tough from a caster standpoint is having to often pay attention to 2 lanes at once on this map. But Nubrak going down in the top lane, falling to Devil Shark and Quantum.
Yep. Sorry. Zagara not going to be able to do much about this, so they're going to lose both here. And it looks like North Arrow is going to take a solid lead and get a really good amount of percentage on this. Artanis did fall in the bottom lane as well. And the medic doing work so far, Jay.
Yeah, it's like you said, they are able to push off these, and there's not a whole lot that the Regulators can do. Quantum walking away with almost no health up there in the top. I guess flapping away would be more apt description there. But a lot of pressure coming out here from North Arrow. They realize that in the bottom lane is where these Zerg are going to spawn, so that is where they're putting the bulk of their pressure, as they're getting quite a bit of siege out there to be able to soften up that bottom lane.
And Quantum flying top versus the Zag and the Nubrak, and they got the 2-mans on the top lane, but looks like North Arrow is just going to keep pushing this lane while they hold one. They have the advantage right now. They're about even in experience, though.
Oh, and a huge grenade onto Nate Dogg there to get him out of position, but ultimately the rotation coming in here. Rupp and Noir trying to hold this point. Terrax going to also come down, and Devil Shark trying to get a little cheeky around the back end, but ultimately it looks like right now the Regulators are just going to try and hold off on the bottom here. But look at the morale it's sustain as neither of these divers scared at all to be able to stay in on this. Finally, Rupp turns around and tries to get a little bit of interrupt on that Morales healing, but lots of mana, so they can do this all day. However, both beacons, for the moment, are captured here by the Regulators. Yeah,
Regulators doing a good job versus this meta combo. That Thrall not having the damage he has in the early game as much as he has in the late game, they're able to get through this. So, but I mean, the backline, I'm worried for the backline and Regulators. Once those resets start coming in from Li Ming, it's just going to turn. I mean, they're sitting low, sitting in range of the combos, but we haven't seen really any commitment to getting those resets or the team fights just yet.
Yeah, bottom beacon captured. We are seeing Devil Shark going ahead and coming up to the top lane. Capture this one, so it does look like both beacons are going to be held for the moment by North Arrow. This should be long enough, and there it is. They're going to have the full, but Quantum getting very, very low here. Going to get those clutch heals from Morales. Just barely enough to be able to get that going, and they're going to leave 4 members down here to be able to push against this full Zerg force. No front wall down here, Sumo. This could get ugly.
Yeah, the Regulators just need to back right now. They need to just give up this fort. They can't do anything, especially with the medic being there. They're, North Arrow's just going to top off, take this fort, especially with that wave. They just need to back off, give the fort up, top off of mana, and then of course clear it once it hits their keep wall.
And we're actually going to see Quantum flying to the top to respond to this pressure put on by Zagara and that top force. Thrall, a Devil Shark, not quite enough. So right now both of these forts have gone down. However, the front wall is in a lot of trouble here over on the side of the Regulators.
Yeah, they're doing good so far versus that, and it looks like they're just going to back off. from North Arrow. Doesn't look like they're trying to commit too much to that. They're going to take their small victory. They're about a half level up in experience. And just back, get ready for the camps, get some camps, probably get an aggressive rotation on the Zag in the top lane.
Yep, they do indeed end up backing off here. Pretty even go there actually. Neither team getting a huge advantage, like you said, about a half level for North Arrow right now, and both teams going ahead and rotating to their camps.
Yeah, Zag did take the bottle drop build, so her Q, or not her Q, her E is going to do a lot more damage on that poke. She's able to just get those minions in there, those roaches in there, and help the lane push a little bit. So she does take the fort top solo against that Brawl.
Aggressive invade here by North Arrow. They are going after this camp. Quantum will go ahead and fly in and is going to get instantly blown up for his trouble.
Do they turn on the medic before these resets come out, Jay? That's the question. They're trying to keep Murden up, and Oreo is probably going to get Murden not able to save the medic, ends up going down. So you see the turn here, Jay. Can they get the kill on Li Ming? They're trying to. There it is.
There it is. They lock it down. And I'll tell you what, Jaina has probably the longest cooldowns in the game, but there is nobody that bursts harder than Jaina when she hits all three of those spells in that.
Yeah, Jaina's kind of basically hidden in the meta right now. She doesn't have the poke that Li Ming gives. She doesn't have the initial damage that KT gives. I will say she's somewhere in between a false, like, as far as meta goes, she's probably between a false head and Li Ming. A lot of players don't prioritize, but she, like you said,
she's stepping way out here. Don't know what that burrow charge is all about, but coming way too far forward, completely blown up for his trouble.
Yeah, a missed call there from Anubarak. I think he wanted to commit to the dive. I barely even saw it and expect him to go in, but it looked like it was just miscommunication. He wanted to engage, and the rest of his team called it off. So both teams are 10 now, Jay. Look, regulars just need to back off with that Anubarak death. They just need to give up the top one.
That's smartly. They do go ahead and rotate Terex down, but here we are. It is going to be Medevac coming out here. And sorry about that error, folks. It looks like on the right. Oh, there it is. Okay, we have the talents back. When they're in the medevac, that's interesting. They're in the medevac, their talents don't show. But medevac coming out here from Morales. Didn't see that one coming. I thought for sure we'd see Simpack for Thrall, but very nice choice on this map to be able to rotate through these beacons.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really give you too much because the team was still positioned in top lane. Ballset actually going to get caught out here. And North Arrow's really split up, and they're going to probably try to take down Murden here. Do they get the dive? Anubarak doesn't hit. Lost is turning on them, though.
Oh, yeah, they got to be
there goes the
careful.
cocoon, so.
Look at Morales, captures the bottom. He's going to go ahead and medevac to the top with Thrall. But Earthshaker in a ton of trouble here. Li Ming having to back off. He's going to make it to Morales, though. Hope's going to burrow charge. This is turning into a mess, Jima.
Yeah, everybody's kind of all over the place here. Prioritizing the Simples a little too much. But Zag does get taken down by Li Ming. And then, of course, the medic falling. So it's 4v4 still, but they don't have a healer on the side of North Arrow. Falstead caught out a little bit here. Murden trying to get there with that. And Li Ming just trying her best to get those resets.
I'm trying to get him, but Anubarak's probably not the right target for him. Mr. Oreo not willing to give up on this. Finally, we'll go ahead and force toss away. Terex trying to get that damage out on him, but both of these teams actually going to have to back off here. North Arrow is actually going to take that somehow without Morales. And Ruff again going in a little bit too ham.
He's committing too hard to the cocoon, Jay. I mean, the medic's not there. We really just need to save it for the medic. And, I mean, he committed just to get that cocoon. And here it goes. They saw the rotation, and they're just going to medevac down to that, defend that. And North Arrow has a full objective on their side, despite losing those fights and those messy fights, Jay.
Yeah, those fights got extremely messy. It looks like we're going to get another one down here as the Zerg are being released out of the top lane. Meanwhile, the Sunder is going to come in on the back, and a response by Jaina there is going to be able to get Thrall blown up from that ring. We're even seeing Purifier Beam coming out here on the medic to go ahead and zone her out. So that's a nice defense there by the Regulators, being able to push them off of that bottom lane at least. But they need to respond here in the top lane to this full Zerg.
Yeah, Li Ming went by herself to deal with that Zerg push, and they're not even committing. I mean, right now, it took the fort. Right now, you just need to commit to getting that Li Ming kill and let the rush or the push happen against your front wall. Li Ming just hanging out here. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. Did they see Li Ming? Did they not see her?
Oh, and now Earthshaker getting a little bit greedy on that back end. If they didn't know that she was there, they sure do now. Again, going after Rupp. I don't know. You got Karma on Zagara, and you got Rupp on Anubarak, and suddenly all the abilities coming out on Anubarak there. That seems to me like a bit of a.
But they did get a cocoon on Falsehead. Falsehead's probably not going to be able to barrel roll out of this one, Jay. I do expect to see him get out there. There's the poly switch out. Yeah. So Li Ming, I think Li Ming thought she could get the combo off on Anubarak, and doesn't realize that Anubarak is like the best versus mages. I don't know, but it ends up hitting. Yeah, it ends up hitting a Scarab, not even phasing Anubarak. He had a shield as well, and turning on Li Ming and dive. But going for the aggressive dive here. I mean, Anubarak leading the way for his team. Kenny's trying to get to the medic. Trying to zone out Muradin. Medic really just being able to walk wherever she wants. Out there, but
oh, and you are getting serious trouble. Heal out. Oh, but a nice guts right to the wall. And all of a sudden, North Arrow turns around. Actually, a lot of trouble here. Purifier Beam needs to come out.
Yeah, Tarek's in trouble here. Yeah. Tarek's in trouble here. Quantum is going to prepare a roll on him. Yeah, I mean, that gust, flying gust, they tried to get the medic and weren't able to get the medic, and then the backline suddenly on Brightwing, and Brightwing just tries to blink out of it, gets gusted into the wall, and that fight turns on a dime, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Web not enough to do much there. I don't know. It seems like a little bit too much commitment from Anubarak. As we've kind of seen a lot of this game, Rupp going very, very deep, committing to the idea of going after Morales, and it just hasn't been paying off very much this game.
Yeah, focus medic or GG, as they say. I mean, they're doing all right when they're not focusing the medic and just dealing with who they can get to first. I haven't really seen too many Sunders come out, but here goes Thrall. Devil's looking for that Sunder. Can he come up, Jay, and get it? There goes the Sunder, and he's focusing on nobody. He doesn't throw off the roof. There goes the Muradin, or Anubarak.
Yeah, Rupp taking a lot of damage. Quantum actually go ahead and barrel roll in. Get the guns out. Nate Dogg will be the first to fall here. The resets are on for Li Ming, and Earthshaker not being shy about going deep in. Get these calamity kills, but a huge maw gonna come out from Karma.
There's no follow-up for it, Jay. There's no follow-up. Jaina was dead. I would have rather than save that maw. I mean, it's just a boss right now in a full wave. Their only hope right now is to just wait for Jaina to get back up. Ring of Frost was already expensive too, so they don't really have any ults right now. They just need to burn this down and back off, top off, and look to fight another day, Jay.
Yeah, it was a nice thought, and it was a nice mod to be able to at least halt the advance and maybe keep that situation from getting much worse, but a very, very awesome clutch. Oh, and Jaina getting caught way out there. But very nice medevac here. It right to the bottom lane, aids the third push. He's going to go down, and they're going to be going for the Warriors. So I don't see anything that's going to be able to really slow them down. However, the response here, Murder is actually going to fall. So nice bit of burst damage there. But the third push is still here. This is still a 4v4 situation.
Yeah, the poke's really good on the side of North Arrow. Of course, Regulators doesn't have 16 just yet, but they're doing a good job dealing with that. I mean, Muradin was trying to get out of there. Artanis came in, got the swap out after Muradin had dwarf toss and secured that kill on the Muradin and ended up saving them. Despite Artanis dying himself, ended up saving that push to go too much further.
So first
both
keep
teams
in the game down here for North Arrow. They're able to take the first one off that Zerg push. And right now, both teams level 16. It's not too late for the Regulators to make a huge comeback here, but right away we see the quick response from North Arrow to be able to rotate out and start to get these camps.
Yeah, they're just painting the map, their color. I think Regulators right now with 16, this map being so small and the objective meaning so much, you have to fight. You have to team fight. You have to commit and take down that medic, win a team fight, and then secure yourself a full objective while the other team's on respawn timers. They could get the team fight here, get the kills, take the keep top, get the objective, and the next objective will be pushing on the bottom lane. They can just let the bottom lane go and go core if they win. So I expect to see both teams look to fight here, Jay.
Yeah, we'll have to see if the Regulators decide to get a little bit aggressive beforehand. Look at the positioning of North Arrow. They're not all together, but they are all on the enemy side of the map. They are looking to fight here, but they don't really have any huge advantage. I'm not sure if this is the right thing to... Oh, but we are seeing Karma get a little bit caught out. Noir is going to have to come up to try and get that back, but Quantum's actually going to get hit by a bit of CC there from Ruff, but ultimately...
Oh, the medic out of position, but they're not able to get anybody on there quick enough. Artanis was a little bit late on that rotation, but the medic was such a juicy target. You saw Jaina and Brightwing, and of course Zagara wanted that kill, but there was no tank there to get on her. And both teams just gonna back off, take Bruiser camp, and look to fight on the objective, Jay.
Yeah, we are gonna see the beacons activating here. Both teams in a perfect mirror are gonna go ahead and capture these Bruisers and rotate to their lane to be able to pick up this first beacon. But this is where the globals are really gonna come into effect here, as we do have Morales being able to decide to port them up there whenever she's ready. Positionally, you want to make sure you're going to somewhere somewhat safe. But we'll have to see what they decide to do here.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they do is like leave Falstead. What I would do is at least leave Falstead bot, push some of that, show just a little bit so the team has to respond, and then just engage them, you know, with the rest of the team from behind. But they're just gonna take the boss here and play it safe. I mean, it's their game to lose on the side of North Arrow. They're just gonna go ahead and take the boss, take the objectives, and look to get structural advantage.
But it does look like the invasion is going to be in here in time. Ruff is going to go in deep for this, but eventually the zoning tools are able to at least capture the boss from North Arrow, and this boss is going to turn and is going to completely annihilate right off the bat. Is going to get one of the Regulators down here, and all of a sudden, it's like you said, this is North Arrow's game to lose. We're actually going to see the Regulators having to back up to clear this Bruiser camp, but they do have the boss. They do have the boss pushing against them in the top lane, and it looks like the full Zerg is not going to be too far behind this soon.
Yeah, I mean, the Regulators, you keep seeing it, Jay. You just see the tanks are doing one thing and the rest of the team is not with them. The communication's just not clear right now. They had the perfect opportunity on that boss. Just go ahead and turn that fight. I mean, the boss is doing so much damage. See, Ring of Frost gets any play here. It does not. It only catches Gleaming on the back end, but they're not able to follow that up. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a keep. Maybe even core. Artanis is down, but like I said, they had the perfect opportunity to get that fight with the Regulators being so low from the boss, and the tanks went in, but the rest of the team wasn't there to follow up.
Right, not quite a quick enough rotation, and Nubarak jumping in a little bit ahead of everybody else goes down. Artanis goes down in this push, and now the core is in a lot of trouble. The boss is almost dead, pushing in here.
Devil Shark. Looking for the Thunder. Devil Shark has Thunder up. He's just looking for it. He's sharking around.
There's the gust to be able to get them off the core, and this is over. That core completely melted by the boss and the Zerg. And that is all she wrote, Sumo. North Arrow coming out here and flexing their muscles. Very, very impressive here on Braxis. Yeah,
their first showing in Division 1. They've, like I said, I've scrimmed them before, so I expect them to do very well in this division. But yeah, just solid drafting. Regulators did a good job despite the off-standard draft. They did do a good job. There's just I think the Regulators' weakness, they just need to come together on those calls. There's just not, the meshing isn't there. You saw it a couple times, Jay. The tanks were in the front wanting to do one thing, and the rest of the team just wasn't there quick enough. Especially on that last boss fight, they had it, Jay. You saw it was Muradin and the medic and Li Ming and Falstead. Falstead barrel rolled up to get the objective. The tanks came in, and then you saw Muradin and the medic were already half health. If the whole team was there, that would have been a wipe, and it would have been Regulators' game. But the only ones there were what was Nubarak and Artanis, I think. I think one other person, I'm not sure, but the whole team wasn't there. They ended up dying in staggering deaths and lost the game.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, a couple really Regulators, but it's like you said, they just had the team advantage right from the very beginning to be able to take these beacons and control the objectives, and they played to their strengths.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good game by both teams. Regulator not really losing to the draft as much as they lost to shot calling, I think.
All right, well, that is going to do it for us, guys. Thank you very much for joining us here. Thank you very much, Sumo, for joining me and casting by my side, as always. It was a pleasure having you. And congratulations once again to North Arrow for coming out here and capturing the win here in Division 1.
Yeah, congratulations to both teams. Thanks for having us. And Jay, thanks for having me. I'm always happy to cast with you, man.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time here on Cheerleague.
Bye.